verbatim.
You want to know something, Miss Evans? I don't think either one of these ladies was driving your car.
Can I say something?
I think that they're both scammers. I do. I think that they know who was driving that car, but it wasn't either one of them.
I have one more piece of evidence.
Maybe I'm wrong. Show me.
It's a picture. It's a picture that Starwishy showed me, and I pointed out the driver, and she told me it was her sister. And she didn't even tell me.
5 years old.
But I know, I remember who the person I saw, Your Honor.
I'll take a look at the picture.
Judge, you know, I have no reason to lie. I will be willing to take a lie detector test if I have to pay.
About what?
I mean, the whole situation, because I was not driving.
Oh, I believe that you weren't driving the car. Miss Eddington, the person who wrote this, I don't think was you. And the person who wrote this, I don't think was her.
Can I say one thing about that? That could have been her mother that wrote that down, because she was there too at the time. I didn't actually see her write it.
Of course you didn't see it.
Oh, you got a problem. Who's this?
Me.
How long ago?
We were probably about 6 years ago.
You have a picture of your other sisters?
In my purse.
I'd like to see them.
Okay.
Go. Thank you. Hurry back.
May I say something while we're waiting, Your Honor?
Yes.
I mean, all I know is that I got into this accident. This person calls me 2 months ago telling me that she's not the person that I thought she was. I mean, as far as I know, I'm talking to a ghost, okay? I mean, I was in shock, you know, because it was over and done with. I met with this person. She showed me the picture. I pointed out the person, and she told me who it was. I know I have not seen this person since the accident or since we walked into this courtroom, but I was ticked off. You know, I was getting jacked around.
You still are. We're going to try to undo it.
Oh, okay.
Now, what was the address of the place where you had this accident? Do you remember where it was?
12 Boulevard. It was right in front of the complex.
And that's where your mother lives, is that right?
Yes.
Now, I want you to tell me, who else lives with your mother?
My sister.
Your sister who?
You want to know her name?
No, I want to know her foot size.
Well, she wears a size 9, and her name is Judith. My little sister, my little brother, and my mom. I don't live there.
But you did own the Ford that was involved in the accident, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And who was driving the car on May 14th, 2003? Look at me. Who was driving the car?
Her.
How did she get the car?
I'll let her use it.
Good. Tell me the surrounding circumstances surrounding you letting her use your car.
She asked, and I said,
What date did she ask if she could use the car? On that same day?
I guess so.
No, listen,
I don't know.
Listen
I
to
don't
me.
know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know what date it was. That was so long ago. I don't know.
Well, try to think. When did you find out that the car had been in an accident?
When Cindy served me with papers. There wasn't any
just a
dent
second.
in my car.
Judith, listen to me. May 14th, at your mother's house, your sister was using your car, right?
Right.
Okay. And your car was involved in an accident.
Right.
So that your sister says that you borrowed the car, right? Listen to me.
Yes.
Is that right? So it was either you who were driving the car or your sister who was driving the car. Is that right?
It wasn't.
Speak up!
Yes.
Yes, either you or your sister who was driving the car, correct?
It wasn't me.
It was either you or your sister who was driving the car.
It wasn't me.
Good. But you are the owner of the car.
Yeah, well...
You're it. The tail is on you, madam. When you own the car, you... When you own the car, try to look intelligent. When you own the car, you are responsible for whoever is driving the car if they're in an accident. You are the owner. You are responsible. You have to demonstrate to a judge at some time in the future that it was not your fault because someone was driving the car without your permission. That person perhaps stole the car. But if what you're telling me is that you loaned your sister the car and let her drive the car, and you are the registered owner of that car.
No, I'm not.
Well, that's what is right here.
I'm not the registered owner.
Well, who is the registered owner?
The person who I got it from, I guess. I mean, it never was registered in my name.
Someone is scamming Miss Evans, and I don't know who it is. And maybe it's somebody by the name of Eddington, and maybe it's one other of these charming, beautiful sisters that are depicted in here. I don't know who it is. All I know is, put your hand down. All I know is that I have a document signed by you, because I've checked the signature, that you are the owner of the 1988 Ford car that was involved in an accident. You are therefore responsible for the damages to Miss Evans' car. You may try to implicate somebody else. You may implead, if you wish, someone else when you sue your sister, who you say was driving the car. You may, in fact, sue the actual owner of the car if you wish to name the actual owner of the car. Until you do, the tail is pinned on you.
That's
How
fine.
much was the car damaged?
It was totaled, Your Honor, but
The
I've
amount?
got an estimate here for $2,217.37. That's just for the damages alone to the car. That doesn't mean for the total loss.
Listen.
You're scamming me, Miss Evans.
I don't think
Yes,
so.
you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Miss
Both
Evans,
of you
Yes, ma'am.
guys are
what do you do
scamming
for a
me.
living?
I'm a part-time remote regulatory document processor for a trans-management company.
The interesting thing is, I don't know whether the police would remember the person who was involved in this accident and who actually they interviewed when they came to the scene. It would be interesting to me. But I certainly think that the person who gave false information should be prosecuted and spend a couple of weeks in jail.
I agree.
Because that's what happens when you file a false document and you make somebody spend a year and a great deal of time trying to get a certain amount of justice. You'll get that here.
Thank you.
Judgment for the plaintiff against this defendant to the amount of $2,200. You can go sue whoever you like.
No, it's
That's
fine.
all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Stay here.
I don't even know whose fault the accident was, really. You know, I don't know if this lady deserves anything.
The first thing that came out of her mouth was it was my fault.
They're scamming me. They've been talking. They've been changing numbers.
I don't need to scam anybody, and I'm not desperate.
This lady, as far as I'm concerned, is like desperate from the looks of things.
She does look a lot different. She has kind of like plumped out a little bit more.
We don't have a relationship. That's why if we had a relationship, she wouldn't be here.
Her husband had sexually abused a cousin of hers.
Did the assault justify a revenge?
He came to the door. He knew what we were there for.
What did you go there for?
To confront him.
That's what the police are for.
My husband was beat up.
She damaged your home and assaulted you.
Jennifer came at me with a rusty rake and shoved it in my stomach.
Judge Judy.
You had no right to terrorize her and your daughter.
They were not touched.
I said terror. Damage the house, nor did she assault you. How do you know each other?
My husband and her boyfriend are childhood friends.
When did this sexual assault allegedly take place, Miss Morgan?
In July of 2003,
Where did it allegedly take place?
at my house.
And what was Miss Clark's husband doing at your house?
He was originally at the bar with my ex. She came into the bar, took his keys from him because he was there. He called my house, didn't have anywhere to go. So my ex went and picked him up and let him come spend the night at our house because they were fighting.
And how old is this cousin of yours who is...
13.
Now, I gather that that case has been resolved. Is that right?
He's in jail for it now.
And he pled guilty to assault.
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault? Mm-hmm. How long is your husband incarcerated?
He's incarcerated for another year.
How long has he been incarcerated?
A year.
I don't know how that...
Do you have a different...
Yes.
Go ahead.
He took the plea bargain. They gave him, I forget how many years it was, but he has to stay in jail for 10 years because part of his plea bargain was to waive his right to all appeals and modifications.
And this happened July what?
I believe it was around the 26th.
So on the 26th, you were advised by your 13-year-old cousin that
Yes.
this assault had taken place.
Yes.
Who went over to the plaintiff's house?
Me, my sister, her husband, and my ex.
Why did you go over there?
Because we were mad.
that the way you respond?
No, we didn't go over there to do anything to her. In fact, when we arrived to the house, I am the one who knocked on the door, and I asked for her because I felt sorry for her. I really did. I mean, how can you tell somebody your husband just raped my 13-year-old cousin? She came to the door, then he came to the door. When he came to the door, he stepped outside. He was a nervous wreck. He was like this. He knew what we were there for. As soon as he steps outside, my sister's husband went after him. They fought on the sidewalk. She comes outside.
Just a second. That is a mistake. You understand that. That was the wrong thing to happen.
Right, I know that, but I didn't do it. I didn't.
Miss
kick the door
Morgan,
in.
listen to me. What did you go there for?
To confront him for my 13-year-old cousin.
All right, Miss Clark, let me hear you. What happened when she arrived there?
When her and her family members arrived, they were beating down the door. My daughter here and my husband were on their way down the steps to find out what the heck was going on, because it was throughout the neighborhood you could hear them screaming obscenities and everything. Just as Brandy went to open the door, it came open. I mean, they just piled in. In the process of Dion being behind Brandy, she got hurt the worst. They were dragging him out of the house and throwing him everywhere, beating and punching him. And when I came out the house, Jennifer came at me with a broken, rusty rake, and she went and shoved it in my stomach, and I fell against steps, and Brandy went after her, and another girl went after her. And
You are amazing.
It was
You are
no way.
amazing.
Miss Morgan, say nothing until it's your turn. Do you understand? Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We were just outnumbered. We just had to just go in the house. My other daughter called the police because it was horrible. It was like a rumble, tumble, everything. And they were.
You have any photographs of your house?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see them, please. Tell me about your injuries.
Well, I didn't really have too many injuries because I just fell into the steps, but my husband was really beat up.
Well, I'm not here to discuss your husband. And while I absolutely abhor what happened that day, and I'm not talking about the night before, I'm talking about that day and Miss Morgan and her family and friends coming to your house, which I think is wholly inappropriate. Uncross your hands. Your husband's injuries are your husband's injuries. My question to you, Miss Clark, is, it is clear to me that Miss Morgan was not alone. This young lady was with her, according to her, as well as two other men. Why didn't you sue them?
I didn't even know who they were, and that lady right there wasn't present.
I wasn't present?
No, she wasn't present.
Okay.
Step up. You were there?
Yeah.
Good. What's your name?
Sarah Weiser.
When you grow up, your top is going to fit your pants so that it all comes together. When you come to court, we don't do that. You're supposed to come to court looking like you're coming to court. You were there that day?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh is not an answer.
Yes.
That's better. What did you go there for?
To confront her husband.
Why? That's what the police are for.
Because he raped our 13-year-old cousin.
That's what the police are for.
And we called the police.
Before you went over or after? It's not an answer.
After.
Same time.
What do you mean the same time? What does that mean, the same time?
We called her mother. Her mother called the police while we were in pursuit to her house.
What do you do, what do you do for a living? I'm speaking. What do you do for a living?
Home daycare.
You do what?
Daycare.
For children?
Yes. I have 4 children.
How old are you?
28.
28, 4 children. Do your 4 children all have the same father?
No.
How many different fathers do your 4 children have?
2.
Do any of them live with you?
Any of my children's fathers?
Yes.
Yes.
Which ones?
The one that came to her house.
I thought you said he was your ex.
He is my ex, but we still live together.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You had no right to terrorize her, and you had no right to terrorize her daughter.
They were not touched.
I said terrorize, you idiot!
And later today,
The dog was not outside. Immediately I said to my son, "I need to go to the dog shelter." A woman walked out and she said, "I am so sorry to tell you this, but at the same time that you walked in, we were euthanizing your animal."
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ramona Clark says family acquaintance Jennifer Morgan owes for damage to her home and for an assault. Jennifer says Ramona's husband sexually assaulted her 13-year-old cousin.
Let me explain something to you, Miss Morgan. You had absolutely no right, either with or without Miss Bear Midriff over here, to go to her house that day with either alone or with anybody else. You had no right to terrorize her, and you had no right to terrorize her daughter.
They were not touched. They were not touched.
I said terrorize! lies, you idiot!
This originally started as a criminal case. She filed charges against me. The state dropped them.
Let me tell you something, madam. The state where you reside may decide that whatever actions you did that day were motivated by female testosterone that was running in your blood and by the testosterone of the two idiot males that you were with. But in this country, we don't do what you did. Because according to what you told me when you started, this lady came to a bar where her husband was. He was drunk. She took the car keys away so that he wouldn't drive, so that he couldn't hurt himself or hurt somebody else. So she doesn't sound like she is a lunatic. It sounds like she was trying to do the responsible thing. Your ex, genius that he is, said, come and sleep in my house. So he brought him back to the house, and somebody wasn't minding the store at your house. Because if you have a drunk man staying in your house, it seems to me you watch him very, very carefully. You certainly don't respond to that kind of action, the kind of action that he committed, by going to his house and terrorizing his family. Idiot. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,500. That's all. Out!
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's a shame that the vicious nature of some people can destroy the lives of others.
I hope it gave her a reason to really want to stick by her husband, who's in jail for 10 years.
There was no DNA evidence.
It was 1 in 500 quintillion that it was him.
It's crazy. All kind of stuff going through my head, wondering if the accusations are true.
It was up to us to bust him for what he did, and that's what we did.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Allen versus Caldwell. Step forward, please.
Nurse Karen Allen is suing her former pet sitter, 21-year-old ER clerk Tiffany Caldwell, for rent and for the cost of a Welsh Corgi. Karen says while she was away, her dog was euthanized.
Miss Allen, according to your complaint, you hired Miss Caldwell to house and dog sit for you. You were going to be gone for several months, and you had to leave your dog at home. The arrangement was that she would stay in your house. For how many months?
It was going to be from March of 2004 until August of 2004.
Unfortunately, when you came home in August, you found that your dog had been euthanized.
Yes, ma'am.
And your house trashed.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want Miss Caldwell to now pay you for rent and for your dog.
Yes,
I don't know how you set a price on that. What kind of dog did you have?
I had an AKC registered Pembroke Welsh Corgi.
How long had you had the dog?
Approximately about 1.5 years.
Boy or a girl?
A male.
Where is your home?
In Knoxville, Tennessee.
And where were you going for 5 months?
I was going to work as a travel nurse in Newark, New Jersey.
Is this your son?
Yes, ma'am.
He was going with you?
No, he stayed with his father during the 5 months.
And where does his father live?
In Morristown, Tennessee, about 40 miles away from Knoxville.
How did you find Miss Caldwell?
A common friend of ours that we both share suggested her, said that she was looking for something, and she worked for the same hospital system I worked at in Knoxville, and it's a very choosy hospital system, so I felt that, you know, they've checked her out, and they've checked me out, so we should probably be a pretty good fit. We met and talked, and she agreed to watch my dog and live in the house while I was gone.
Is that correct so far, Miss Caldwell?
Yes, ma'am.
So she moved into the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you check on the house and the defendant during the 5 months that she was there?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I was home 2 or 3 times to take Matthew to hockey events. I would fly in for the weekend, stop by the house, check on the dog. Everything seemed fine. And I would call her frequently. So it was phone tag sometimes, but I would always get a message back, everything was fine. In July, I did call to check on my dog, and she told me that mosquitoes were bad in the area and that he had a few mosquito bites, but he was fine.
You remember that conversation in July?
Actually, it was flies, and she said that it had happened yearly, that his ears would get irritated from where the flies would bother him when he would stay outside.
Why was he staying outside?
The agreement between her and I was, since I worked at the time 10-hour shifts, and she had worked 12 when she lived there, that the dog would, of course, stay outside because couldn't leave him inside that long. And there was a lead that he was attached to. He had a house, he had food, he had water. When I was home, he was in the house with me. When I was at work, he was out in the yard.
When would you leave for work?
It differed. Sometimes I'd work morning shift, sometimes I'd work graveyard shift, evening shift.
You mean when you worked the night shift, you would leave the dog outside all night?
Yeah, that's when he would stay outside nightly.
Was that your agreement with her?
He was not supposed to be outside all night. He was crate trained. He had a nice, large, roomy crate in the house. And a lot of times, even when I was at work, if I felt the weather was not acceptable and it wouldn't be good for him to be outside, he wouldn't go outside.
Were you sleeping at the house every night?
For the first month or so that I had moved in, I did. And then I got a phone call from Karen telling me that the landlord had told her that he wasn't happy with the fact that someone else was staying there, because I had occasionally had a friend that I worked with stay with me, and he apparently wasn't happy about any of the situation.
Well, he wasn't unhappy with you staying in the house, just with the friend.
Well, the conversation was kind of, it was a general, he wasn't happy about any of the situation. He didn't like it. He apparently wasn't happy with Karen being away and somebody else being in the house at all.
Ms. Caldwell.
Karen Allen says her former pet sitter, Tiffany Caldwell, owes for trashing her house and causing her Welsh Corgi to be euthanized.
The boy that you had staying at the house, was this your boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
I made it very specific that I didn't want any strangers in my house, Your Honor.
Right. Don't give me baloney. Did the landlord complain to you that there was this guy in the house?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And did you tell her that?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
So you told her not to have the guy in the house?
Correct.
Right. That's different than you not staying in the house. That just says tell your boyfriend not to stay there. There's a difference, Miss Caldwell. So if she told you the boyfriend couldn't stay there, you decided to stay at his place? Is not an answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you did?
Sometimes.
Okay. So when you stayed there sometimes, that means that you went to work. And when you say you went to work, you left the dog outside. And then when you went to your boyfriend's house, where did you leave the dog?
The dog would stay out.
So that the dog would be out sometimes for 24 hours at a time?
Sometimes, yes, ma'am.
That's irresponsible, Miss Caldwell. Very irresponsible. When you make an arrangement with somebody and you find yourself a boyfriend, then you call her up and you say, listen, I can't keep out part of the bargain because I now have a boyfriend. And it's very important that I sleep with him. Because if I don't sleep with him, I'll die. So you're going to have to find somebody else to take care of the dog. You don't just disregard your responsibility and allow the dog to stay outside for 24 hours at a time. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
You think I'm right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think you did the wrong thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, because that's not what your answer says. I read your answer and you said she told me I couldn't stay there. I said, gee, that doesn't make sense. Here's a woman who hires you to stay in her house. Why would she tell you you couldn't stay there? She didn't tell you you couldn't stay there. She said your boyfriend couldn't stay there. When you got home in August, what did you find, Miss Allen?
We arrived home on August the 13th, Matthew and I. We drove into our driveway, and the dog was not outside. It was a very hot day, and so I thought, well, maybe she had placed the dog inside. But somehow I had this sinking feeling that moms have in their stomach. We got into the house, called for the dog. There was no dog. There was a horrible stench in the house where garbage had been piled up, dirty dishes with water that had like 1/4 of an inch of mold on the top layer of the water. Immediately I said to my son Matthew, I said, we need to go to the dog shelter. We got in the car and went to the shelter, which is 1 mile from my home, and walked in and asked if anybody had turned in a Welsh Corgi. A young man had said, we received a Corgi. What kind is it? I told him it was a Pembroke. He asked me if it was tricolored. I told him yes. He says, I think we have your dog. And of course I was ecstatic. We get back into the back. They couldn't find the dog. They asked me to wait in reception. About 10 or 15 minutes later, a woman walked out who was the manager. She was visibly upset, and she said, I am so sorry to tell you this, but at the same time that you walked in, we were euthanizing your animal, we believe. They asked if we wanted to see the body and identify it, and I said yes. I had to know. Matthew preceded me down the hall and went into her office where they had laid the dog. And he started crying, and right away we knew that it was the dog. And my last vision of this animal is him curled up on the floor with his dog.
How did the dog get to the shelter?
I'm not exactly sure. I know on the evening of the 7th, the morning of the 8th, I was working. I got off at around 1:45, 2 a.m. I had went to the house to feed the dog, and of course I was going to stay there that night. And I pulled into the driveway, but the dog didn't run up to the car. So I looked around and couldn't find him.
So you don't know what happened to the dog? The dog got out somehow?
Right.
And what about the mess that was left in the house?
There was
not an answer.
There was dirty dishes in the house.
Why?
I left because I was upset. The dog wasn't there. I couldn't find him. I couldn't get.
You left the dishes earlier. You left the dishes early. You didn't leave the dishes then. You left the mess in the house before. Why?
There's no excuse.
Where are you living now?
I'm living in an apartment.
And how much rent do you pay?
$360 a month.
$360
Yes,
times
ma'am.
5. That's $1,800. You had a bartering agreement with her. Your agreement with her was that in exchange for watching the dog and taking care of the house, you could live in her home rent-free. You didn't live up to your end of the agreement, so you have to pay her rent, right? Sounds right to me. That's $1,800. Now, you can't put a price on your dog, but there has to be some statement to this young lady that you can't take that kind of responsibility and just cast it out the window because she finds herself a boyfriend. Right? I will put a price on it for the purposes of this litigation. The price that I'm putting on is $2,000. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $3,800. $1,800 for rent and $2,000 because she didn't take care of her responsibility. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We walked in, they said they had him, we were ecstatic, and then to find out that they had just put him down, I mean, right as we walked in the door.
I didn't neglect the dog.
It was my best friend.
I feel really sad about that because I have a dog and I know what it's like.
It was just somebody I could always play with.
I had actually rescued this animal from a neglectful household.
We all learn from mistakes, so I know not to go into a situation like this again.
He was just a joy.
I just don't know what kind of human could do this.
The two of you agreed to buy a car for your son.
At odds over a car.
Barbara has taken care of your son. For
Barbara and I have taken care of our son.
No, listen to me. No.
Let's get it straight.
Shh.
But before this case is over...
Who has custody of your son?
I do.
Barbara, turn around.
Barbara.
Is someone gonna lose it?
Taking care of our son.
1, 2.
Judge Judy.
292 on the calendar, the matter of Evans Cunningham versus Evans. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Cunningham, Mr. Evans was your husband.
Yes,
And you
ma'am.
have one child?
Yes, ma'am.
A boy who is in high school now.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that a couple of years ago, the two of you agreed that if your son got straight A's or good grades, that when he was a senior in high school, the two of you would chip in to buy a car.
Yes, ma'am.
You purchased a car for your son, and the defendant did not contribute half the money for the car.
That is correct, ma'am.
Unfortunately, the car that you purchased for your son blew an engine within a relatively short period of time, and you were forced to go out and buy another car for him.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not asking Mr. Evans to pay for that second car, but you want him to pay his half of the first car, which no longer exists. Is that right? That's what you're suing for?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Evans says that you didn't consult him about the car, and he's not paying.
That's correct.
Okay. So, how long have you been divorced?
We've been divorced, ma'am, almost 10 to 11 years. I've known Mr. Evans since I was 16 years old.
Okay. Now, when did you purchase this car for your son? The first one?
The first car, ma'am, was 19 July of this year from my neighbor.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 1990 Honda Accord, ma'am, 4-door sedan.
And how much did you pay for the car?
The car cost $1,770.
When did you discuss this purchase with your husband?
Beginning the month of May 2004.
What did you say to him, and what did he say to you?
He stated, that's good, does the body look good on the car, does the car run well? And I stated yes, that my neighbor showed me where he maintained the maintenance on the car periodically. He stated that that's fine, go ahead with the purchase.
Is that right?
No.
Well, tell me what happened when she called you.
She called me and told me that her neighbor was selling the car for $1,500. She said that he was moving or something and that she could get the car. I told her, well, what kind of car is it? Because I haven't seen the car. Can I come check the car out or look at the car? She said that she know her neighbor pretty well because he lives right next door and that he takes good care of his cars and that she figured that it was good because she know him and she didn't think that he would sell her anything that wasn't
in good shape.
Right.
And what did you say to her?
I told her that, okay, then let me look at the car. You know,
well,
so,
you should listen to me, Mr. Evans. Let's not dance around with each other, sir.
Okay.
If things make sense, they make sense. It makes sense that she told you about this car and you said, well, I'd like to take a look at it.
Correct.
That makes sense. And she said, well, I don't think, according to you, I don't think you have to take a look at it. This is my neighbor. I know him very well. I know that he's taken good care of the car. I've seen the records on the car. And then you have to say something else. Either you say to her, well, I still want to take a look at it and I'll call and make an appointment, or you say to her, fine. Now, which is it?
I told her I still wanted to look at the car. I asked her when was the guy moving and when was the last day that she was going to actually get the car. she didn't actually purchase the car from the guy until the day before he left.
So why didn't you go over there and take a look at it?
He did, ma'am.
Shh.
No,
Just a second. He did?
Yes, ma'am.
When did he go over there, Miss Cunningham?
Ma'am, he did a drive-by of the car in June.
When you say a drive-by?
The car is parked in front of the neighbor's yard, and I shared with him, it was on a Sunday evening, he was picking up our son. I stated that the car is parked in the front yard of my neighbor. When you pick Kelvin up, you could pass by and see the car. He acknowledged that the car was showroom clean based on the outside of the body.
I never met the neighbor, so I don't...
Just a second. You don't have to meet the neighbor, Mr. Evans.
Well, I'm saying as far as going to his yard and stuff.
Mr. Evans,
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
ask for the neighbor's name?
No, because...
Just a second. Is there any reason why you didn't ask for the neighbor's name?
Because I asked her to set it up so we could go by and look at
What's
it together.
wrong with you? She's already looked at the car. If you want to look at the car, Mr. Evans, you have to be proactive.
Asking her to set it up with a neighbor that she already knows is proactive. I just can't go to this man's house and just
No,
say,
it isn't. Listen to me. Baloney. Listen, Mr. Evans. Baloney. I'm sympathetic with you to this. When I read your answer to this extent, you said, well, she bought this car, she didn't ask for my input, and if she bought the car without asking for my input, I'm not paying for half. That's what you said in your answer, right?
That is correct.
And I'm telling you that I was sympathetic with that answer because I think that it's wrong for someone, if in fact it's true, for Miss Cunningham to say, listen, we agreed 2 years ago we were going to buy my son a car. I saw my neighbor's car, I liked the car. I went and bought the car, and then I presented my ex-husband with half the bill. And my ex-husband said to me, I'm not paying for half the bill on this car that you picked out yourself because I didn't have any input. That's what you're saying, and I was sympathetic. But that's not what happened, Mr. Evans. No.
Judge, I never saw the car.
That's your fault. That's your fault. You have two eyes, you have a mouth, you have a finger that can do the walking through the yellow pages and the white pages. I am speaking. I am speaking, sir. Now, certain things make sense, and I've been in this business a long time. What kind of work do you do, sir?
Manage a payday loan store.
And if somebody doesn't give you the money, what do you do?
We try calling them and getting them to come in and
Now, when you try calling them, let's say, put your papers down. Let's say you have their address.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't have a telephone number.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Mail them a letter.
Did you ever think of calling information to get a telephone number? Have you ever done that, Mr. Evans? You know exactly where I'm going, sir. You get information, you try to get it from information. You take out a phone book, you turn to the white pages and see in the white pages whether there's an address that corresponds with that, or you can do both and mail them a letter.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm saying to you, Mr. Evans, you are a smart man. You're a businessman. If you wanted to take a look at this car, inside and out, all you had to do was be a little proactive.
She never gave me the person's name.
No, she doesn't have to give you. Listen to me. You ask. You did not ask.
Judge, I asked Barbara to let me come by and look at the car.
He had a key.
Shh. Don't ask Barbara. Barbara has taken care of your son for the last 11 years.
Barbara and I have taken care of our son for the last 11 years.
No. Let's get it straight.
Shh, shh.
Barbara and I have taken care of our son.
1, 2. You know what?
Barbara
you know
has
what that
not
means?
taken care of our son by herself.
Listen
I have
to me.
always been there for my child,
Just
and
a
I
second. With
don't
whom?
want her being in court saying that.
I'm speaking. Don't speak over me.
Yes, ma'am.
Who has primary physical custody of your son?
Kelvin is with Barbara because Kelvin...
Don't tell me because. Who has primary...
I do.
You do. Let me see the papers that give you primary physical custody.
I don't have them with me.
Okay.
When
Now,
we got a divorce, Judge...
Barbara, turn around.
When we got a divorce years ago, I had primary custody of our son. I had him for the 9 months he was in school. She had him for the summer months. That's in the divorce decree. Okay, after Kelvin stayed with me for the first 4 years, then with Barbara kept calling and complaining and crying to him, saying how much this and how much that, he asked me and said, Daddy, can I go stay with my mom, son? I said, okay, son, I don't have a problem with that. If that's what you want to do, I'll let you do that. I moved so I can be close to him. Barbara got transferred again to Colorado. I moved out to Colorado so I can still be close to my son. She got transferred to St. Louis. I moved to St. Louis so I can still be close to my one and only son. So I could be there for him to help raise him. So with her coming up in here saying that I have not helped and I have not been there for my son, that is downright ridiculous.
So then I'm asking you, sir, if you did all this moving from one city to another city to another city, with all that entails for moving, so for the last 6 years, he's been living with his mother. You've moved. So for the last 6 years, full-time, she's been the full-time custodial parent, and you've moved so that you could accommodate her work. Whatever that was, you've moved because you thought it was in your child's best interest. You moved, you've changed, you've gotten an apartment, you've got turned on gas, electric, telephone, you've moved, you've transferred registrations on cars, and you're telling me that you couldn't find out the name of the neighbor who lives next door so you could go and look at the car? Mr. Evans, I don't buy it.
Judge,
now,
if she had allowed me the opportunity to do that before she moved ahead, then that's what would have happened. But she did not allow me the opportunity.
Oh, stop
that's
it.
just like after
Stop
the car.
Stop crying.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
The cops told me they allowed her to break in because if you lock yourself out, you're allowed to break in.
Police told her she was allowed to break in to get her stuff? Is that what you just said to me?
The police allow you to break in if you lock yourself out.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
I don't believe this. I don't believe it. There are several reasons why I don't believe it. First of all, I don't know anybody who uses the same pen on a day calendar. In order for you to use the same pen on a day calendar just for certain entries, you have to be a really organized person. You have several different pens for certain things. You have dark blue pen, you have a light blue pen, but for the money that you allege that he gave you, different weeks, different months, etc., you used the same pen. So you had a Mr. Sutton return of money pen?
No, actually, I kept a particular pen by my calendar. And if, for instance, like if I had made an appointment on the phone or something and there was a pen somewhere else in the house, I would take that and write the appointment down. But that, I mean, I have similar pens, it's different, same color.
Give this back to her. Those calendars come under the category of baloney, Miss Guberman. Now you want to get to the cell phone?
Well, we had gone to an argument on the way back from the mall.
When?
In October,
October of what year?
This year.
2004?
Correct.
So you were still seeing each other, had contact with each other a year later?
Correct.
Okay.
And actually, when we officially broke up, that's when he stopped paying for the cruise, but...
What happened, Miss Guberman, in October
we were on the way back from the mall, and we were going to go to my house, and then we got into an argument at the mall. On the way back, you know, he said, take me home. So I was proceeding to take him home, and then he asked me, oh, well, we're going to your house. I said, no, you want to go home? I'm taking you home. So when he realized I was taking him home, I had to stop at a stop sign, and as soon as I stopped at the stop sign, he grabbed my shifter, threw it in park, got out the car, grabbed the phone, smashed it on the ground, and then walked off and left me with a broken shifter, and I was just standing there until someone came and helped put my shifter back together because I couldn't move.
Let's hear it.
All I can say is just a bunch of Taurus species.
Should what?
Taurus species.
What is that?
A Taurus is a bull and feces is...
Oh. Mr. Sutton. Mr. Sutton.
Yes.
Just tell me what happened, sir. Try not to editorialize or be witty.
Pretty much.
Or, it doesn't to be, or be witty or be smart. I reserve that all to myself.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, man, Your Honor.
Just tell me what happened in the car.
Well, nothing happened because I wasn't with her.
Oh, my God. Were you still involved in any kind of a relationship, including friends, in October of 2004?
No, I wouldn't even talk to her. She was coming down to my job, stalking me, sitting in my parking lot at my job. She would call me, like, pretty much all day on my cell phone, beat my cell phone up, leave all types of messages.
You have any proof of that?
Well, I can't really save that on there, ma'am. Somebody else calls me.
You know anything about this case?
Yes, I do.
Step up. Who are you?
I'm Monique Taylor. I'm Lamore's friend of 14 years.
Go ahead.
The night of her cell phone that was broken, he was with her. Because, you know, she doesn't hold anything back from me, and usually when things happen, she calls me because we're close friends. And he was with her that night that the cell phone was broken.
What was she doing with him?
Your Honor,
No, I'm asking you, what would she do? If she
They
tells you
went to
wherever
the
she
mall
doesn't,
together.
listen to me. If she doesn't hold anything back from you,
right.
What was she doing with him?
I guess just hanging out with him, you know, they went to the mall together from my understanding, and, you know, he wanted to go home with her, and he was told no, and
Why did she go to the mall
very
with him?
angry.
Who's angry?
James. He's a very angry individual because there's times other things has happened, and she has called me about it and, you know, talked to me, and I always be telling her to leave him alone, but...
She doesn't leave him alone, right?
Right.
She calls him?
Occasionally, but not. It's been like since the cell phone incident, it hasn't been too many phone calls.
Before the cell phone incident?
Yes.
She'd call him a lot?
I wouldn't say a lot, because I would, you know, try to convince her not to keep continuously calling him and, you know, just leave it alone.
But she didn't listen?
No, she didn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I understand that from your perception as a father, your daughter disrespected you.
Right.
I agree with you. Did the wrong thing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lamore Guberman says she met ex-boyfriend James Sutton on a party chat line. Lamore claims James owes for his share of a cruise and for smashing a cell phone.
So, Mr. Sutton, I sort of believe that you were in the car with her and broke her cell phone. You want to know why I believe that, Mr. Sutton? I believe that you were really annoyed that she keeps bothering you on the phone. There's a logical extension to breaking her phone. Do you understand?
I understand what you're saying, but...
Good. How much was your phone?
Altogether, it was $194.99.
Let me see.
And this is the phone.
But, Mr. Sutton, I do not believe, sir, that you agreed to pay her for this cruise. I think that she met you, she wanted a date on the cruise, she invited you to go along, and there was absolutely no mention of you paying her back. And that was over a year ago. And you still didn't pay her back. And she's still with you, in the car, going to the mall. Right?
Right, that's part of the reason why I would call him, is to ask, can you pay me some money? Are you going to give me some money?
No. Not for somebody who's violent. You don't call somebody violent for that reason.
Because it was on my credit card. And
You met him in September, you invited him to go on a cruise in September. Mr. Sutton doesn't look like the kind of person who becomes instantly infatuated.
Oh, that's a lie.
Well, maybe yes, maybe no. He certainly seems like a cool enough character to me. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $194.99. That's for the cell phone. The cruise, you're on your own. That's
Can I say
all.
one thing?
That is our excuse. You may step out.
Oh, my God, I didn't finish. I guess if I get back together with him, he'll pay me the rest of it, then we can break up, you know, something like that.
She's a very sarcastic person. You know, she doesn't know how to take anything serious.
The sparks were kind of fizzling at the end, but he was trying to make the sparks come back.
She just got hypnotized by me. That's all that was.
He was a bad seed once I just knew the things he was doing.
What was done, I mean, just move on, that's all.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Garnica versus DeLaza, step forward, please.
Deli manager Martha Garnica is suing her ex-husband, produce manager Alan DeLaza, for the money he promised to pay for their daughter's 2000 Ford Mustang. Alan says their daughter disrespected him, so the deal's off.
Ms. Garnica, this is your former husband. You
Yes,
have
it
two
is.
children together.
We do.
You called your former husband and told him that you wanted to buy your daughter, I assume this young lady's, pretty young lady, a car for her birthday, and asked him if he would contribute to the car. So far, is that correct, sir?
Close enough.
Close enough. And your former husband agreed to give you $2,000 towards the purchase of that car, $1,000 from one fund and $1,000 from a different fund. Close enough?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
He gave you the $1,000.
Yes.
The $1,000.
Yes.
In reliance on his promise to give you the $2,000, you went out and purchased your daughter a car.
Yes, I did.
How much was the car?
$5,000.
And you purchased her this $5,000 car because your former husband had agreed, made a contract, so far, right, to give you $2,000. And then, against his wishes, this young lady went ahead and got your permission to have a belly piercing, right?
Kind of.
Right. She had discussed it at one time with her father, who said, I don't want you to do that, right?
Right.
And you went and did it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is stupid to begin with. Why anybody would want to pierce their belly button, I haven't a clue. Get stuck on your sweaters. I don't know why anybody would want to do that. But that's just an older person's perception of why young people pierce their bodies and say, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm different. You know, people should look at you because you do things that are creative, intelligent, smart. You've made something of yourself. You know, sticking things in your body doesn't cut it for me. Your father says you got your belly pierced, you don't get the other $1,000.
Right.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. You're not wrong to feel as if your daughter did something that was not right, but your contract was not with your daughter.
Yes, it was.
No, no, no. Your contract was not with your daughter, sir. Your contract was with your former wife. You may have been contributing to buy your daughter a gift, which is what you say. I was buying my daughter a gift. She went against my wishes. I'm not going to give her the gift. You made a contract with your wife because once she went out to purchase that car, relying on your promise to give her $2,000, you had a binding agreement. Now, I'm teaching you contracts. I'm giving you a basic course in contracts. If you had said to her when she called you, I will give you the $2,000 towards Amanda's car, but there's a condition. And the condition is she not have a body piercing until she's old enough to consent to it herself. If you had said that to her, and if she had had the body piercing, you would be absolutely right. You would be able to say, she breached the agreement, therefore I don't have to pay. But you did not have that as a condition of your contract with your former wife. Do you understand? Now, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
It's just...
I understand that from your perception as a father, your daughter disrespected you.
Right.
And you don't reward somebody for being disrespectful and for doing the wrong thing. I agree with you. Did the wrong thing. But that doesn't vitiate the contract that you had or do away with the contract that you had with your former wife. Do you understand? So while I'm sympathetic to you, you owe her $1,000. Pay her. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They could have asked me, you know, and I could have thought about it.
I didn't see there was a reason why to discuss. She's a very good kid.
He should have just paid it from the start.
It might get infected, you know, and you never know where that might end up.
Well, he's not very involved with her, so I don't understand why he would even care.
Probably could have decided together as a ex-husband and ex-wife kind of deal.
We're not in speaking terms, then hopefully you'll stay that way.
You have a child together. You had taken a paternity test. There is a 99.85 probability that you are the father of this child.
He says that my son is not his.
What made you think that the child wasn't yours?
The child doesn't look like me.
Does it look like his mother?
Doesn't even look like her.
Judge Judy.
You are frustrated and annoyed.
Right.
Recently, you began to have certain reservations about that because you say he doesn't look like you.
Right.
So you wanted to have another paternity test.
Yes.
According to you, Ms. Maker agreed to take another paternity test. You made the arrangements, and she didn't show up, so you want to be reimbursed for the test. Ms. Maker said, I never agreed to take another paternity test. My son is 9 years old. He doesn't have a relationship with his father. His father is really losing out. She doesn't have to be told twice that you're the child's father. You are his father. That's what the case is about. You want the money back that you put down for the paternity test, for the second test, which is $630. So before we move on, Mr. Bolden, who is this?
That's my girlfriend.
What possible information could she have with regard to this case?
Well, she's just here to back me up, saying that, I mean, I have papers right here saying where she signed to take this paternity test.
So what evidence?
She's just here with me really for support.
That's very stupid on your part to bring her here for no reason. I'm just telling you. It's just, she's just an irritant.
Well, I'm here.
Mr. Bolden. So let's move back. Can I see the results of the first paternity test that you took? The bloods were drawn on both of you on the same date. Were you present together when the bloods were drawn?
Yes.
And the child's blood was taken the same time?
Yes.
And according to this paternity test, sir, there is a 99.85 probability that you are the father of this child.
Your Honor, where we're from, I mean, I've been hearing reports that, I mean, it's been tampering with tests, so I figured I'd take another chance with it. You know what I mean?
Waited 8 years.
Just a second.
8 years.
The defendant, she didn't tell me she was pregnant until she was 8 months alone.
You're lying.
No.
Listen to me. I don't want to hear that.
Well, he's telling a lie.
Listen to me. Listen to me, Mr. Bolden. You may, and I assume that you don't have a relationship with this boy. Is that right?
No, he doesn't.
No. That's why I want to get this all out in the open.
Oh, just a second. It's all out in the open, sir. You have an order of filiation and you have an order of support. And you have a blood test that was done by a laboratory that the courts in your jurisdiction has deemed an appropriate facility for taking and drawing blood. 99.85. I suggest, sir, that you have to move on. You're going to pay support for this boy until he is 18 years old. And if you choose not to have a relationship with him, that's your loss and his loss. Now, when did she agree to take another test?
March the 19th is the day she signed the paper.
Let me see. Tell me about the conversation you had with her.
Well, it was pretty brief. I went to her residence and told her I didn't think the child was mine.
What made you think 8.5 years later, what woke up and, you know, you got this bee in your bonnet 8.5 years later that the child wasn't yours? What happened?
I mean, I always had my doubts.
But what was it 8.5 years later?
I mean, the child doesn't look like me. Not at all.
Does it look like his mother?
Doesn't even look like her.
Just a second. Doesn't look like the mother either.
Sick.
No.
You're being foolish, Mr. Bolden. Okay, so let me just understand. You went over there to her and you said to her, he doesn't look like me. I don't think he's mine. I want to take another blood test.
Right.
And she said, okay.
Yes.
Why would she agree 8.5 years later to take this test?
Maybe she was sure, you know, he was mine.
No. Why would she agree to take the test? That's something that just doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
What makes sense to me is that she would be angry with you, that she would feel as if you have shortchanged this boy by not participating in his life for 8.5 years, that while she gets child support from you, she would have preferred a little bit more support in other areas, support, emotional support with the boy, which you haven't given her. So you want me to believe that you went over there and said, listen, I want to take another blood test, so I not only cut off all emotional support, which I haven't given you, but I'm going to cut off financial support too, if he's not mine. So I want you to sign this piece of paper, and she just went and signed the piece of paper. Is that what you want me to believe?
First, we went to the family court. I filed a petition.
Oh, okay. So first you went for the family court, and and what happened?
They denied me. The judge said...
Oh, just a second. So you went to the family court, and you filed a petition that said, I really want another blood test because I don't think he's mine because he doesn't look like me.
Right.
And you brought her to court.
Yes.
When he served you with the papers to go to family court.
And they sent me the notice of when the date was, and it was on March 2nd.
Okay. Were you surprised to get it?
Yes.
Were you annoyed?
Yeah, because I've been getting a lot of papers from him about crazy stuff.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You are frustrated and annoyed with him, right?
Yes.
You picked him. He can't help being stupid. You had a choice.
And later today...
When did this incident happen with your dad?
May 18th. He told me to step outside and ask for the razor. Then he slapped me in the face twice, put the razor to my face, and that's when I jerked away from him and started running.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cardell Bolden claims ex-girlfriend Lisa Maker owes for a DNA test that never happened. Cardell says he arranged the test because Lisa's son looks nothing like him.
Did you sign this piece of paper?
Yes, because when we went to court that morning and we was leaving out of court and he says, Lisa, can we get more tests done? I says, no, I'm done with it. I said, I'm not doing anything. Only thing I need from you now is his insurance papers because he do pay medical insurance for him through his job. A couple days later, he comes to the house. Comes in, my son is in there. He never speaks, never says one word to my son, which he does it all the time, because he says that my son is not his. We had the test. I'm like, oh, well, if you want to sit up there and miss out, that's on you. I'm not worried about it. He says, here's the papers. I signed. I said, get out, because it didn't make sense for a grown man to walk in my house, not speak to that child or anything. He left. Lab court calls me.
So what you're telling me is you thought that these papers had to do with your son's medical insurance.
Because my son does not get Medicaid through the state. So when he leaves, lab court calls me. I told the lady, I said, look, I don't have to go take no test. The state says I don't. I ain't going to do it. Goodbye. Don't call my house no more. Hung up.
She knew what those papers were, Your Honor.
Why would I sit there and sign?
And we both read through them.
Listen to me. Don't answer. You're always supposed to read what you sign.
But how... I mean, my son is right in the house. This man walks in the house and not even speak to my son.
It's obnoxious. It's obnoxious.
Crazy.
It's obnoxious and stupid.
It is.
It's a product of a stupid mind, an uncaring mind. It's a product of somebody who says that it's the fault of a 9-year-old child to be born.
Yeah.
Why didn't you speak to him?
That's all irrelevant, Your Honor.
Why didn't you speak to him?
I didn't even see her son was not present. When I came in.
Right there.
Her cousin was there. Her son was not there.
He was in the house.
Shh, just a second. Just a second. Have you ever spoken to him?
Yes.
What have you said to him?
Hey, how you doing?
I mean, I speak to him.
He doesn't know who his dad is, so he's making my son the same way he is. But it's all going to change.
Why not take the test?
I don't have to take anything.
Goodbye.
I don't have to take.
Listen to me. You're in a court. I don't know where you think you are. So far, you're not losing, but you're irritating me. You are frustrated and annoyed with him, right?
Yes.
You picked him. You picked him to father your child. He can't help being stupid. You had a choice. You picked him. So I would suggest you keep your mouth shut. Right? Good. Your case is dismissed, sir. You don't wish to have a relationship with this child. That's your prerogative. You will support him until he's a majority. That's all.
You got excuses. Step out.
My son has a lot of positive men in his life. If he doesn't want to step up to the plate, he ain't got to.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Young versus McIntyre step forward.
19-year-old student Quentin Young is suing his father, truck driver Robert McIntyre, for medical bills due to an assault. Quentin claims his father held a razor to his neck and slapped him twice.
Quentin, this is your dad.
Right.
And it is your complaint that last year he assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had some medical bills.
Yes, ma'am.
That he had promised to pay.
Yes, ma'am.
He didn't.
Didn't.
You want him to pay the medical bills.
Right.
His father says that you were acting disrespectfully.
Right.
He slapped you.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's it.
And put a razor to my face after he slapped me.
Just a second.
Okay.
That's what he says.
Okay.
Your parents are divorced?
Yes, ma'am.
How long are they divorced?
Ever since I was 4 and I'm 20 now.
Who's this lady?
My mom.
She remarried?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your father remarried?
Many times, ma'am. No, ma'am.
When did this incident happen with your dad?
May 18th of 2003.
And you were living with your mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did it happen?
It happened in the Oak Cliff area in Dallas, Texas, at his friend's house.
What were you doing at his friend's house?
We were supposed to take pictures that day. It was me, my father, my younger brother, and my other younger brother. My brother's right there.
Tell me what happened.
What happened was we went over to his friend's house. He had 4 outfits for all of us, which was me, my brother, my father, and my other little brother. I started to tear off the logo sign of the Dickies.
He was trying to cut it off, man.
Well,
with a razor blade.
I love the arts, and I like to make my own style of clothing. And he
should have bought his own.
Shh. Okay, so he bought 4 outfits.
Right, right.
So everybody would be dressed the same way.
Right, but he didn't buy them.
Where did he get them?
Well, my brother later told me that he stole them off his truck.
What kind of truck?
18-wheeler truck, but he stole and he works, you know, so that's what he did.
So you're taking the Dickie label off the pants?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
He told me to step outside and ask for the razor. Then he slapped me in the face twice and put the razor to my face, and that's when I jerked away from him and started running.
Well, did the razor cut you?
It
either cut you or it didn't?
It didn't cut me.
Okay, put your hand down. So he slapped you twice?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you weren't injured from his slapping you, were you?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, tell me about your injury.
Well, I went to the hospital and they said...
Why?
Because I was hurt, Your Honor.
Let me see the hospital report, please.
Okay.
Well, this is just a bill. I want to see the report.
I don't have the report. They're supposed to give them to me. They didn't give them to me in time.
Who took you to the hospital?
My mother drove me.
Step up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, your son left and he called you, I assume after his father slapped him twice in the face. Where were you when he called you?
I was at home.
And you got in your car and you went and picked him up?
Yes, I did. And his face was swollen, and he had a cut on his face.
Where?
It was right...
I don't see anything about blood here.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like a big gash, but it was a small amount of blood.
I don't, listen to me. I don't see anything about blood here. I don't see anything about stitches here. I don't see anything about anything here. Why did you put your hands on him?
You know, Quentin had this attitude that, you know, he was just getting belligerent, you know, like coming around, you know, like smarting off and all that. The way
What did he say to you?
I asked him what was he doing. He said, you gave him to me, didn't you? So by him being in front of my other kids, let's go outside. You know, I'm not gonna.
Hey!
See what I mean?
Go ahead.
When he goes outside, he like backs up and balls his hands up, and I'm like, Quentin, you know, I grabbed him around the neck. Then he acted like, you know, raised one of his hands up, and that's when I slapped him. Because he's in front of my other kids, and I'm not having it. Where I was raised at, ma'am, respect.
You're absolutely right. You should respect your parents, and your parents shouldn't put their hands on you, especially if you're a grown-up. You don't put your hands on them.
I understand.
It's not a smart thing
I
to do.
understand.
You also don't overreact and take him to the hospital because he got slapped in the face. What?
All right, does it say in the report, of his report, that I balled up my fist to...
I don't care whether you did. I just told him he had no right to hit you.
Okay, okay.
I just told him he had no right to hit you. Shouldn't hit his child, especially a grown-up child.
That's right.
And if you did, you felt as if he disrespected you, and he didn't treat you in a fatherly way, and he didn't respect your art, and he didn't respect your individuality, and he didn't respect all that other thing. That's a lot of bull. He got 4 outfits to take a picture. You didn't like the outfit, suck it up, take the picture, and go home to your mama.
I was feeling the same way.
You understand?
I was feeling the same way, but he slapped me for it.
Then what'd you go outside and start cutting up the outfit for?
No, I was cutting it up on the inside. And then he stepped...
Your Honor.
Okay, in front of you.
Why didn't you wait until you got home?
That's what I asked.
We were taking pictures that day, Your Honor. So.
Why didn't you wait until you got home?
But why would I...
Your Honor, he's just wanted to show his dad. He's been away for many years.
Don't speak.
He's been away for many years, and my son, I have remarried, and my son just was reaching out. He yearned to be with his dad. I okayed many trips for him to go with him on the U-Haul truck. But when he got with him, he betrayed him by fighting him. He knows that he's in theater. He knows that his aspirations is to get into entertainment business, but he disrespected his own son. I'm okay. I'm okay. He disrespected his own son.
Listen to me. His son disrespected him.
He loves his son. He loves his dad to death.
That's why you're not paying attention. That moment, that day, your son was disrespectful for the moment. And I told his father he had no right to put his hands on him. He had no right to overreact. And neither does he. He wants to be an actor. Great. It doesn't mean you have to be abnormal.
But he didn't want to
Listen to me.
disrespect him.
Listen to me.
That's not what he wanted,
Get
Judge.
over it, madam. It's not a big deal in the scheme of things. It's not a big deal to take a picture with your father with an outfit that has a Dickie label on it, or any label on it. It's not a big deal.
Away from the picture. The logo is small. It won't take away from the picture.
I got it for him, y'all.
Listen to me.
You stole it.
Speak quiet. Speak.
You got it.
Mr. McIntyre, don't speak. Don't speak.
Yes, ma'am.
All very unfortunate. And it's certainly very unfortunate that you overreacted and took him to a hospital and built up this medical bill that was ridiculous. You should have taken him home and put a cold rag on his head. In any event, I think you both behaved badly that day. I think you did, and I think if you encourage your son to think that he did the right thing, that's a big mistake.
I'm not, Your Honor.
Well, you shouldn't.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, you shouldn't. And if his father hasn't been much of a father to him over the last, I don't know, 20 years, 15 years, whatever it is, you're not going to make up for it in one picture, sir.
Exactly.
There's a lot of history that goes on.
Yes, ma'am.
But one thing that you don't do, especially with a child who you haven't been around and haven't been a father to his whole life, you don't put your hands on him.
Exactly.
You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you owe him an apology for that. You owe him an apology for that. That's all. Case is dismissed. That's all.
What was your excuse? May step out.
He's treated me bad, you know, and blamed it on my mom all my life, but it's really his fault.
The thing is, I have 2 other sons, and I'm in their life. Why wouldn't I be in his life?
God is my father, not him. He never was and never will be.
God is first, and then me. You know, I'm still going to be his father, so he have to label it.
Quentin has a son. He hasn't seen. I just want it resolved. We have love for him. We don't want to be at war with him.
Any problems that he would have with his son, I think that I would be able to, you know, to help him if he needed me. But if he feel like he don't need me, then that's between him and God, not between me and him.
The son.
She did something that was irresponsible.
The mother.
He called, asked if I would help him.
I figured that was the least she could do for me.
The sister.
He's angry with her.
He's always been angry with her. He sent him away.
Do you know why?
Will she reveal what's going on with this family?
Think of any reason why your sister would make up a story like that?
Her son, 24-year-old fireplace installer Michael Schmidt, for a loan to buy a 96 Eagle Talon. Michael says buying him a car is the least she could do.
Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. This is case number 428 on the calendar in the matter of Fouch versus Schmidt. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Fouch, this young man is your son. How old are you?
24.
According to what I read in your complaint, he was a little bit of trouble growing up, but then according to you, seemed to, in the last couple of years, straightened up.
Right.
Got a job. He was living on his own, taking care of his own bills. When he came to you and asked if he could borrow some money for a car, you decided that since he seemed to be doing the right thing, you would lend him the money.
Right.
When did he call you and ask you if you could lend him some money?
12th of October is when I took out the loan. He called, asked if I would help him.
What did he say?
Mom, my girlfriend's dad came and got the truck I had. I don't have a vehicle to get to work. Would you please help me get a car? For the first time, I said yes, even when my husband said no.
Mom, would you help me get a car? So what did you do?
I told him I would call the bank, get a loan. I went down, picked him up, took him down to the car lot, wrote a check for $2,000.
And?
He took the car, title went in his name, and now he doesn't want to pay the payments. And
Well,
I've been making them.
Talk to me about the payments. So far, I haven't heard anything about him agreeing for the payments.
I told him I would borrow him $2,000. You pay me back at $250 a month for 8 months, and it would be paid.
And what did he say?
I will. He agreed to pay the money
Where was
back.
he working at the time?
He works putting in fireplaces.
You work for a company?
Yes.
You get paid by the week?
Yes.
What do you get paid?
Approximately $400 a week.
Is that what you take home?
Yes.
So it wouldn't have been any trouble to pay back the $250 a month?
It wouldn't have been any trouble if that was the case.
Okay. Is this your girlfriend?
Yes.
Her father had allowed you to use one of his vehicles?
He co-signed for a loan on a pickup, and we split up. And he took the pickup.
Who split up? You?
Me and Kara.
Whose name was the truck in?
Mine and her dad's. He was first signer on the title, so he had the right to take it from me whenever he wanted.
Well, had you been making the payments on it?
Yes.
All the payments?
Yes.
Even after you broke up?
No. Once he took the truck from me, I quit making payments
But before that, you were making the payments?
Yes.
Are you back together again with the girlfriend?
Yes.
What about the truck?
I still don't have it.
Do you talk to the father?
No.
Do you talk to your father?
Yes.
Why did he take the truck back?
There was the full...
Tell me your name.
Kara Nelson.
Why did your father take the truck back?
There was a lien on the truck, so there was supposed to be full coverage insurance on it, and it got dropped to liability.
Who dropped it?
I did.
Why?
I didn't figure I needed it.
Well, if there's a lien on it, then you have to have it.
I didn't know. I'd never had a vehicle in my name before that had a lien on it.
Well, did somebody discuss it with you after you said you dropped it?
No. He just came and took it after I dropped it. No one said nothing.
And how long had you had the truck?
Approximately 5-6 months.
And what prompted you, after 6 months, to drop the expensive part of the coverage?
Because it was expensive. It was a little more than I could afford.
And you didn't discuss that with anybody?
No.
Don't you think you should have?
Yes.
So that was a mistake.
Yes.
So now you understand why you took the truck back, because you
Yes.
did something that was irresponsible.
Yes.
Now, you called your mother, and what did you say to her?
I explained to her that my truck had been taken, and she volunteered to help me buy a car.
Well, what did she say to you?
I'll give you $2,000. That's all I can afford.
I didn't say I...
And I went. I found a car for $2,600. I paid $600. She paid a check for $2,000, and I got my car.
Okay. Now, when for the first time did your mother call you and ask you to make a payment?
I never got a phone call from her afterwards. Next thing I knew, I had court papers delivered to my house.
Well, this was in October that she gave you the money.
Yes.
And when did you have the court papers delivered?
It was approximately a month later.
In November?
Yeah.
And what did you do when you got the papers? You called her and said, what's this all about, Mom?
No, it's... My parents have never been there, so I figured this...
After she gave you the money, October 12th, and you went down and got the car, did you call her the next day, the next week, 2 weeks later?
No.
Why
I haven't
not?
talked to her. We just don't talk. We haven't talked since...
Well, it was easy for you to call her up, Mr. Schmidt, and ask her for money.
Yes. I just figured that was the least she could do for me.
According to your complaint, you have a witness.
Yes, I do. My daughter, Tricia.
With whom your son had a conversation. You're Tricia?
Yes.
I'd like to hear what you have to say.
He told my mom that, or he told me.
I don't want to hear what he told your mom. Only what he
told
you.
me that he wasn't going to pay her because she's never done anything for her, and that when he
Let's go back a second. After your mother gave him the money, and I assume after he got served with the papers for court, you had a conversation with him.
Yes.
Did you keep in regular touch with your brother?
Yeah, I always talked to my brother.
Well, what did he say to you when he got the papers?
He said, Mom served me, Mom's suing me.
And you said to him?
She has the right to.
And he said to you?
If she takes me to court, I'm going to tell her that it was a gift and they can't take a gift away.
Did he say why he was going to do it?
Because she never done anything for him.
And what did you say to him when he said to you, she never did anything for me?
I said, that's your own business.
Is that the whole conversation?
For that one, yeah.
After that conversation, did you have other conversations with your brother?
Yes, I have.
So you're on good terms with him?
Yes.
You like him?
Yeah. He's family.
You call him, he calls you?
Yes.
He just doesn't call your mother?
No.
He's angry with her?
Yes. He's always been angry with her.
Do you know why?
Because she sent him away.
You know why she sent him away?
Because he always got into trouble with the police.
Do you speak to your mother?
Yes.
So you were on good terms with your mother and your brother?
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want you to go like this to yourself. Pinch it hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you.
And later today,
I stuck my hand in the bag and I was poked by a needle. The next day, I had red lines going up to my armpit. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Donna Fouch says her son, Michael Schmidt, owes for a loan to buy a car. Donna claims Michael has a troubled past.
Think of any reason why your sister would make up a story like that?
No. I talked to my sister at one time after I got served with the court papers,
And you said something like, that's the least she could do for me. She never done anything for me before.
I did say that, but there was no agreement between me and my mom to pay the money back.
What does your mother do for a living?
She works at Winnebago.
What do you do there?
I lay basement carpet.
How much do you earn a week?
I come home with $326.
A week?
A week.
Just you and your husband are at home?
Yes.
Just you and your girlfriend, I assume?
No.
Who else?
It's me and my roommate.
You have a roommate?
We don't live together.
Oh, great. So you have a roommate who
Yes.
pays half the rent?
Yes.
Well, it sounds to me like you're in much better shape financially than your mother.
No. My dad makes a lot of money, too, who also helps pay with her bills.
But she lives with your father, or is this your stepfather?
Stepfather.
He's not responsible for you,
No.
right?
Right.
This is what I don't understand, sir. You would have me believe that without trying to contact you at all, your mother gave you this $2,000 and then went to court and sued you. You would have me believe that she didn't, as she says she did, try to call you several times and you wouldn't take her call, right?
Right.
You see, that makes sense. That's common sense. That has a smack of reality to it, that she gave you this money. She said it has to be paid back because it's a home equity loan. Otherwise, it comes out of the equity in my home, so I have to pay it back. And I'll let you know when the first payment is due. She called you, and all of a sudden you didn't want to talk to her anymore. And you didn't talk to her for a month. And then she said, I have no choice. I'm going to sue him because not only won't he take my calls to even talk about it, but he's so disrespectful to me at this time after he called me for my help, and I was there for him to help him.
For the first time ever?
Let me ask you a question, sir. I want you to go like this to yourself. Go like this. Go like this. Pinch it hard. Pinch it really hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you. Parents aren't perfect, and children aren't perfect. Sounds to me as if your mother has a reasonable relationship with your sibling. So what you're suggesting to me is she was a good mother to one child and not a good mother to the other. Is that what you're suggesting?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, is there any particular reason for that you might think? Maybe you were a more difficult child. You think that's possible? The same
It's
child
possible.
that canceled the insurance on a truck when somebody else was responsible for it?
Yes.
Got my drift? After a while, you start having to take responsibility for your own actions, sir. And you're 24 years old. The time is now. And if you, as an adult, say, listen, my mother wasn't a good mother to me, and I've made a choice that I don't want to have anything to do with her. You're entitled as an adult to do that. It's foolish, but you're entitled as an adult to do that. But what you did was you called her and said, I need money. You owe her the money. Pay her the money. It's the right thing to do. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all. Thank you.
Buddy, you're excused. You may step out.
My mom gets her money. I'm just glad it's over with.
He needs to learn that he needs to pay his bills.
My mom was given an ultimatum when I was 12. My stepdad or me. She chose him.
I guess he'll think what he wants to think.
It's over with.
If he doesn't want to talk to me, that's his choice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Asplund versus Mays. Step forward.
Bus driver Goldie Asplund is suing antique dealer Brian Mays for medical bills resulting from his negligence. Goldie claims she developed a staph infection after she pricked her finger with a pin.
Miss Asplund, it is your claim that the defendant sold you something, and as a result of him selling you something, which you will describe to me, you stuck your finger and got an infection. You want him to pay you $5,000 for your medical bills and all your pain and suffering, etc.
Yes.
Mr. Mays thinks that you're just a scam artist.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Reading between the lines. So what did you buy from Mr. Mays? Where did you buy it? When did you buy it? And what happened to you?
February 28th, 2004. Excuse me. I went to the Danish American Center with my mom in South Minneapolis. There was an antique sale going on. We entered the hall where the sale was. There were all kinds of tables set up with all kinds of odds and ends. There was a big round table of loose jewelry. Some was bagged, and I found a bag of jewelry beads.
Of jewelry beads? How did you know that they were beads?
It said broken pieces on it.
The bag said broken pieces?
Broken pieces on tape, yes.
Was this in a clear bag? Was it in
a clear bag?
It was in a clear bag. What were you going to do with broken pieces of jewelry?
Arts and crafts. I have 3 kids, and we do little hobbies.
So you could see what was inside?
For the most part.
Okay, so go ahead.
I get home, I sat down at my coffee table with my children, and I stuck my hand in the bag, and I was poked by a needle. I got up, and I went upstairs, and I washed my hand. My thumb was bleeding a little bit. And I went downstairs, and I grabbed this big crystal ashtray that I have. I took the bag, and I emptied it out. And there were 5 loose needles in there, in this bag of beads, where there should not have been needles. As the day progressed, I'd thrown them out, too. I didn't want my kids messing with them, so I threw it out. As the day progressed, that night I had a blood blister where I was poked by the jewelry, or by the needle. And the next day, I woke up with flu-like symptoms, sweating. I felt like nauseous, like I was going to throw up. And I had red lines going up to my armpit. I wasn't going to go to the hospital because I don't have medical. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. My thumb was totally swollen up and the red lines. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection. I went to the hospital. They took me straight back into the emergency room, started an IV, and when they got the IV going after a couple hours, they brought me up to the hospital, gave me a hospital bed.
Okay, so you stayed in the hospital for a day and a half according to your complaint. Is that right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Goldie Asplund says antique dealer Brian Mays owes for her medical bills resulting from his negligence. Brian says Goldie is trying to scam money.
Now, tell me what happened.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have been in the antique business for 35 years. I have a very reputable name in the antique business. On February 27th, 28th, 29th of 2004, I conducted a sale at the Danish Center, and I had several tables in the center of the room. There were several bags, maybe a half a dozen bags, with possibly maybe 6, 8 earrings.
I got it.
And other things. But everything else was single items in bags. I had no broken jewelry there. She had called me up on March 15th, and she called me up and said, did you have the sale? And I said, I did. She said, do you have insurance? And I said, why do you ask? And she said that she had come to my sale, and she was going through the loose jewelry on the card table, poked her finger with a brooch, gone home, got blood infection, ended up at the hospital, almost died, and the doctor said that I should have to pay her $4,000 medical bills.
Okay, so she told you that she was going through the loose jewelry on the table
tables,
and
which have a
poked her finger.
photograph, right.
Okay.
And then I said, no, I don't. She said, okay, goodbye. And in October, I received papers from Hennepin County Court, and she had changed her story. And come to find out, after I had talked with her on March 15th, I called up my cashier, and I said, do you believe that this woman is doing this to me? And she said, well, you know what? I worked a sale for another fellow, his name is Steve, and she tried doing the same thing for him. She tried suing him, and after she couldn't sue him, she came after me.
Step up. What is your name, sir?
Steve O'Hearn.
Did you try to sue Mr. O'Hearn?
Can I
The answer is
explain
either
that?
yes or no.
No.
Tell me what you know, Mr. O'Hearn.
She called me approximately March 12th, stated she had been to my sale and bought a bag of jewelry, went home, stuck her hand in the bag of jewelry. There was a brooch in there.
Okay.
And
Not a needle.
Not a needle.
Okay.
I didn't hear needle till today, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She told me she pricked her finger, got blood poisoning, and wanted me to pay the bill. I said, you're probably going to run me into financial ruin. I said, first thing you need to do is get your receipts so I can see what estate it exactly was from. She called me back about a half hour later, stated to me that she had her receipt, and told me if I'm going to go bankrupt or financial ruins, that she would, there's no sense in her suing.
So how did you get to Mr. Mays?
Through the Danish American Center's log that they had. Whoever rented the hall, they had a log of the name and number. The guy that took down the information, I gave him February 28th, and he was looking at a date before that. The wrong dates. That's why he gave me Mr. O'Hearn's name and number. And Mr. O'Hearn freaked out on me, started cussing me out and stuff. You know, I apologized to him for getting his undies in a bunch. I didn't mean to do that, and he kept hanging up on me. And so I called Brian Mays back and found out, you know, he was the right one on the date, February 28th. He was the one that rented the hall. So I called him, and I told him what happened, and I asked him if he had liability insurance, because
He doesn't need liability insurance. He should have been more careful.
There shouldn't have been needles in a jewelry bag.
I don't believe there were any needles in there. I don't believe there were needles in there. I believe you may have stuck yourself on a pin that was part of a piece of jewelry. And you're making up a better story.
No, I wouldn't come.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I
yes,
don't
you
think
did.
so.
Oh, yes, you did. Because anybody that buys a bag of loose, broken jewelry, even if it's in a plastic bag, would take it and dump it, as you ultimately did in an ashtray. So if you, in fact, you stuck yourself on a broken piece of jewelry, not a needle, and that's what you purchased, and you should have been more careful. And don't blame anybody but yourself. You have to be careful and accept responsibility for what you do, madam. Not everything is a lawsuit. If you buy a bag that says broken pieces of jewelry, you're supposed to be more careful. Your case is dismissed. That's all. Thank you very much.
Why did you excuse me?
I almost died. I had staph infection.
There was no debris because I went through each bag one at a time and I throw things away.
From a bag of jewelry beads that I bought from this man.
Like broken glass and tacks and needles and so on.
With 5 loose needles in there.
There were no needles in any of the bags.
It's $4,300 in bills. That's an awful lot when I don't have medical.
I think that people getting away with these type of things is just not right.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ويسألونك عن الروح قل الروح من أمر ربي وما أوتيتم من العلم إلا قليلاً ولئن شئنا لنذهبن بالذي أوحينا إليك ثم لا تجد لك به علينا وكيلا إلا رحمة من ربك إن فضله كان عليك كبيرا قل لئن اجتمعت الإنس والجن على أن يأتوا بمثل هذا القرآن لا يأتون بمثله ولو كان بعضهم لبعض ظهيرا ولقد صرفنا للناس في هذا القرآن من كل مثل فأبى أكثر الناس إلا كفورا وقالوا لن نؤمن لك حتى تفجر لنا من الأرض ينبوعا أو تكون لك جنة من نخيل وعنب فتفجر الأنهار خلالها تفجيرا أو تسقط السماء كما زعمت علينا كسفا أو تأتي بالله والملائكة قبيلا أو يكون لك بيت من زخرف أو ترقى في السماء ولن نؤمن لرقيك حتى تنزل علينا كتابا نقرأه قل سبحان ربي هل كنت إلا بشرا رسولا آمنت بالله صدق الله العظيم